Since you did theater growing up, how long did it take to prove you were straight?
It was tough. There were some touch and go moments for a while. Even my theater people thought I was gay. It's like you got to prove it. It was interesting, like being a South Dakota theater person though. Like when I came here, it's like the theater people here were like another level of. Another level of
not the one we were just saying.
Flamboyant. Do you know what I mean? And so, no. Yeah.
What was the difference? Because you did theater second.
Yeah. I technically, I guess. I mean, I did a little theater like in kindergarten and in 5th grade, like for a small town. I grew up in a small town school, like very low budget, small productions, and I was the lead when I was in kindergarten, and that just like changed my life. I was like, this makes me so happy. Everyone's looking at me. They're just letting me talk.
I felt like you went to that attention stage and just never
never got out. Never got out. I'm like, I love it. Will continue to want it.
There's someone was hosting open mic, and then this one person, she killed it. And then the host said, "All right, have good luck chasing that feeling for the rest of your life."
That's a good line. That's true. That's true. Yeah, it was just like I remember they gave me the lead, and I ran around the kindergarten room. I put a chair on my head, and I like did a slide on my knees. I was just so excited to get the lead, and like the teacher came up to me.
Knees?
Yeah, like you know, like you run, and then you're like, I was like air guitaring it out like in front of the whole class, and then she came up to me and she's like, "Ezra, you're the only one with a lead role. You know, if other people wanted it, that's not polite behavior." And I was like, "Oh." Yeah. Learned a lesson then. Yeah.
Yeah, there was this one. We did this biomedical career academy, and we had to take tests to get into national.
Biomedical career academy.
Yeah, it's just like you want to be a doctor.
Oh.
And then I guess.
Did you want to be a doctor?
I don't know. It's just kind of like.
You're just playing around with it. See, like, oh, I'll play around with some biochemistry.
Like I'm not good. I mean, my wife graduated, but I did it for like 2 years, and I'm like, this is good. This isn't fun at all.
You're like, I'm tapped out. I'm done.
But we had to take a test to get to qualify, and I guessed every single question, but I still qualified, and some other kids didn't.
I'm so weak. You lucked your way in.
Yeah, but it's kind of like I don't want it, and then the teacher said like, well, like that's not fair. And it's just like, well, you should be more disappointed in your students
for not being able to be at my level.
It's not impressive.
Not impressive. No, it's not like what I can throw down.
How do you see? When did you notice you kind of because there's a plateau with improving, especially in stand-up. Like after a certain amount of time, you plateau, so that's when it's harder to get better. Mm-hmm. Have you felt that with like acting and stand-up?
With theater, I kind of felt like I hit a plateau. I won a statewide award and then got nominated the next year for the award. I was doing pretty good.
You have credentials? What?
I have credentials. I have award. I have a plaque. I was a pretty good actor like down here. And so I feel like there was always more I could have done. But when I kind of won that award and I was like, this is as good as this feels, this is as far as I can kind of push it. There's no bigger award to win here.
What does that prevent you from because I figure if you're winning awards, the only thing is like, let's go to Hollywood or let's go to New York.
I don't know. I like it here. My goal, I just realized that like acting, I love acting and I still to this day love the work of acting, but it's so out of your control. You don't get to control what you say. You don't get to control what roles you're good for. But stand up, I get to write material that I know I'm perfect for because I'm writing it for me. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't have to interpret Neil Simon. I get to go and write my own shit and be like, oh, I'm gonna go talk about Hitler for 3 minutes because I can.
What is it? Because I actually just listened to Aziz Ansari say that was a hard thing going from stand-up to acting, is that art directing, because it's not like he controls everything now. So it's just like if he says the N-word on stage, now it's like he's accountable for other people. Like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that would be hard. I've never had any organizations relying on me. So that's nice. Yeah, that's type of pressure. I imagine you get a little more tight-lipped because you're just like you have people's jobs riding on you. But it's tough because part of what makes you famous is speaking unfiltered and kind of like I think at least a little bit speaking the truth and yeah.
What do you think is like I don't know how long you've been in AZ, but not that you're the
5
best
years.
here. Do you see like a plateau, or do you feel like you moved to a new state and you're like, oh, this is great?
I think I want to stay here for a long time, and I definitely don't think I have not hit my peak of stand up here. I've definitely plateaued a little bit. I know that, like, I know my material has to evolve into something larger.
Do you feel like you've been forced to do that as you get more time? Like,
yeah. Oh, definitely. You know, I just did my 20-minute headlining set, and it didn't go as well as I'd like it, as well as I would have liked it to. And it's completely because I have a good 13 minutes, we'll say, but that other 7 is just, I have jokes to fill it, but I don't have transitions, and it doesn't all thread together yet.
it's like abrupt ending.
Yeah. It's like I give audiences whiplash with my new material right now because it doesn't thread together. So I'll jump from like one joke to the next joke to the next joke, and they have nothing to do with each other, even though they are funny and I'm getting laughs. It's just like starting and stopping. It's like you're driving a manual transmission and you just keep, fucking up the gear shifts.
How do you think? Because I was hearing like Ari Shaffir special on Netflix he made, and something I noticed about it is that he actually goes over premise like a lot. He's like pregnant from a Tinder date, then he'll make a story, and then he'll like route back pregnant from a Tinder date, and then start from another perspective like on that topic.
Interesting.
So I'm not sure.
I don't bring back premises yet, and I need to, because like callbacks are bringing something back. It makes the audience feel like they have an inside joke that they get to be a part of, and I think great comics use that as a tool, and that's something I want to incorporate more of for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to do.
Do you do callbacks and stuff like that? Do you like reference a joke later on in your set, or?
Not really, because I'm still in the part where I'm trying to like I do more like punchlines on stories, so it's like set up punch, but more on the same topic. But I've never had the privilege.
Stories is more what you focus on?
I think it's just easier for me to remember one topic. I just say one thing. Like, I have jokes on me looking like people, like looking like Drake and DJ Khaled had a baby, or just like then I kind of.
You do have this perfect look of you look like 8 different people. Like you look like Blake Griffin fucked Drake. Like you could hit you with like 10 things. I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like I look like Ellen, and that's it. Ellen and Miss Piggy. Those are the celebrities. That's what's up there for me. Do you know David Lucas at all?
Maybe. Is he out here?
No. He's kind of on. I think he's in the LA scene, but he's a bigger dude. But I took a roasting class, and that's what he hit me with. That was the best roast I've ever been.
I wish people would roast me, but like I always like I'm like, what do they say? If they say anything Drake related or like Klay Thompson related. Like,
oh my God, Klay Thompson. Like, that's who you look. See, you look like so many people. It's wild.
Like
you really do. I don't really look like. I look like the kid from 2.5 Men, Ellen. That's about it.
What is I just thought of the kid.
Yeah, I do, don't I? A little bit. I'll take that one.
So how do you stretch yourself right now, since you're kind of like on a cushy spot of getting stuff consistently?
That's a good question. I mean, I still go to mics. I still network with people. One of the things I'm trying to incorporate into my career right now is asking people for stuff. So I'm really bad at that. I'm always like, well, they should come to me. It's like, don't be so full of yourself. Like, you gotta go ask. You gotta be like, hey, like I admire your club. Could I do 5 or 15? I just need to put myself out there more, just in general, in terms of my material and in terms of asking people if I can do spots, because I don't want to speak too highly of myself because but I've been passed to a certain level of the scene where I think I can ask for some time at spots and at least see what they say. Worst they can tell me is no.
Would you say like you've hit a point where like you've gotten enough just by straight talent? Now it's just like, all right, now I gotta maybe
work. My old theater instructor would definitely agree with you. He's like, Ezra, you're so damn good. You just gotta work. No, it's true. Like for whatever reason, I don't know. I
get by straight dudes.
Just personnel. I'm like, I just try to be pleasant to be around, and I just have a few things that are funny. But yeah, no, I really need to, like I said, put myself out there and work harder. Like writing you told me you write 5 punchlines a day. I probably write 5 punchlines a week. And so I could really up my numbers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is my hair a mess? For sure, but that's all right.
But no, I think, yeah, so, sorry, my dog was barking. That caught my attention, but...
Oh, no, you're good. Puppy's a good dog. She just wants to be loved.
Right. No, but you said you try to write 5 punchlines a week.
No, that's not like my goal, but that's probably what I average. That'd be a pretty sad goal. It's like just every weekday, 1 joke. No, yeah, I go through like spurts of writing. It's impulsive, kind of like my nature. Like I'll like go through 3 weeks of not writing, and then for a week I'll just pump out like 2 or 3 pages. Like I'll just get nuts.
Does it take you that long to go through that much? Because I find that it's more fun just for me to do stand-up with new material. Yeah, like if I'm doing the same shit.
I'm terrified. I'm terrified of new material. And that's like, you can't be terrified of new material if you're gonna keep growing. And so I'm working on it. I'm working on some new material. I've tried some new material. I've said material a lot, but I've been working on this new material that's working, but I just got to figure out how to thread it all together because it's just scattered right now.
What is your definition of like a thread? Because I try to think of like, if I want to transition, let me just make like a punchline transition.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's kind of like you have a transition story since you do longer form.
I consider it like an umbrella, I guess, for like, for a thread, is like, for my generational jokes, like I have like 4 or 5 jokes about how my generation's gonna bring an end to the world and how we suck. And the thread in that is that I make the statement that my generation's gonna bring an end to this world, and then I'm providing examples as to why I believe that. And so each joke about why we suck continuously relates back to that topic of our generation sucks. And so because they keep relating back to it, audiences follow me through the whole thing because they're like, oh, we suck because of this and this and this and this.
I just think of the movie WALL-E when like...
WALL-E?
It's like that's us. That's just that's our generation.
Oh, yeah, we're lazy.
Well, it's just like we don't, like the planet's good to go back to. And we're like, what? So you want us to get off of the space cruise that has unlimited food and robots?
Why?
It's crazy.
Why would I ever get out of this chair?
Yeah. How is it like finding you? Because this is the first time we've chatted, so I just got like you're into theater and then like comedy. How is it finding hobbies like outside of that? Or has it just been that for like the past 10 years?
No, I love that. I mean, yeah, it's been consistently that for about that long. Gosh, 10 years. I'm getting old, 24. Yeah, it's been about 10 years. Yeah, 11 years of doing stand-up, acting, theater, whatever. But other hobbies, I golf. Like I love to get out there and golf. I love smoking cannabis with good friends.
I love golfing. I like riding the yachts next to my
I love golfing. I love to ski. I love to ski in the Alps.
Just stuff people in the urban area can think of, you know?
Anything they can't afford, that's what I'm about. That's just what I do. You guys don't water polo around here? I love to water polo.
Can't find a puddle that big, huh?
No, but yeah, my family always golfed. We had a local golf course at Garrettson, and so I've done that for a long time. And Arizona's got fucking so many golf courses. It's really crazy how many are here.
Would it be appropriate to say you grew up with some wealth?
Oh, I grew up spoiled. I grew up a little rich. The older I got, the more wealth my parents got. And so it was just like it kept growing as I was growing. And
anywhere you want to work, we'll buy the company.
But they just kept, my mom was the CEO of a company. My dad ran the IT department for that company.
Oh, wow.
And they just kept investing and betting on themselves, which, you know, in a way being around that inspired me to like, all right, maybe I can bet on myself and achieve something crazy. Why not? You know, it's in my blood, I guess.
What-
Granted, I'm not going into insurance. I'm going into comedy, but you know.
How was it kind of being introduced to like poor people? Like I want to say like I'm saying like poor people things like there's this movie called like with like I don't know Father or something, but then the dad is so white trash he eats cereal out of an ice cube tray. Like
I'm so weak. No, well, the interesting thing with my parents is they didn't come from any money. Like my dad used to say, we didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Like we were broke, and they got money. So it was like, imagine poor people who just got a bunch of money. Like that's what like my parents kind of were. Like I grew up on noodles and ketchup, like and stuff like that. So I did some like poor people. I was like, we have meat, we have the money for the meat, but we would still eat like noodles and ketchup. So it was weird. It was like I did poor people things, I guess, in a very wealthy and comfortable situation. And most of my friends didn't have, you know, parents who were doing what my parents were doing on that level. But, you know, we hung out at their house probably almost as much as mine, and it was fine. I didn't care.
I feel like the real wealth in friendship was like when you're 16 or 17 and you see people's first cars.
That's when the privilege, yeah.
It's just like you notice.
That's
like,
when you
wow,
know. That's when you know.
He has a trampoline and a Maserati. Because like this girl.
I love that those are your definitions of success. Use a trampoline and a Maserati? Dude, we're gonna go bounce, then we're gonna get in that car and bounce.
It's just like, what do you work for though when you get like I don't know, like a Ferrari as your first car? It's just my teacher that was like 70s, like wow. Something else.
That's crazy. No, it's like it's one thing though, like being rich, I feel like you don't have, like growing up with a bunch of wealth around you and knowing like no matter what happens to me, I'll probably never starve, you know? It's like you don't have the same hunger that people who grew up like broke do for the scene. Like we talked about earlier, I'm a little bit of a lazy comic. Like I need to like write more, I need to work hard. And part of that gets lost when your situation is too comfortable. It's like you don't get that hunger, that drive, like, oh, if I don't do this, like shit's gonna go really bad. And so that's what I'm trying to I'm not saying woe is me, I'm the rich kid.
No,
but
it just seems like you've had a safety net, so you've never had the fear of like the end of the line. Because I feel like
it's exactly right. That's exactly right.
At my age, like everyone that I trained with, there was like 20 people, they quit. And it's just like I don't have like the privilege of like I can't move back in with my mom. So like
yeah. You're like I can't do that. I don't have a net. And it's like I always did, you know, and so I have to, it's almost like I have to train myself to have the hunger. And that's its own version of hard. We all have our own difficulties, and that's mine.
Are you living like on your own or like with family?
I am living on my own right now. I'm doing Uber Eats, just scraping to get by.
I like how you pick the lowest job you can make, like the shittiest one. It's just like
it's just what I'm doing. It's just like I set my own schedules. I was working at a dispensary for a little while, selling the cannabis.
You
but
seem like a Chick-fil-A dispensary type employee.
Yeah, you know, little like 21-year-olds for their first time buying weed at a dispensary. They're like walking back there. They're expecting a guy with like neck tattoos and priors, you know, and they get this Pillsbury Doughboy of a guy, which is Mr. Rogers. Like, hi, I have the weed. Like, do you want some cannabis? Yeah, that was it's always shocking to people. Like it was like, yeah, they're like, you should be working at like a Chick-fil-A, but I'm just like, weed instead.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, I first went to the dispensary, it's like the guys are just they're making this way too comfortable. Like,
this should be way shadier. Why is this so well lit in here?
Why does the security guard look like he can snap me in half, but also like, hey, I don't know.
But also, hi.
Buzz Lightyear, that's 7 foot tall.
I'm so weak. That's another one you look like. You shave that beard.
I do not look like Buzz Lightyear. You're a joke.
All right, now I'm just fucking around.
What's next though? What are you excited about? Like stretching out wise.
How am I excited to like push myself?
I mean, yeah. What's like a new thing? Because
I'm excited to do like this. This is kind of cool. Like I like doing podcasts and stuff. I'm excited to like sit down with people. I love talking. Like I just love talking like to people. I love listening. I love getting experiences, sharing mine. And so I kind of want to start doing this a little more. I'm excited to stretch myself that way. I'm hoping to get some sketches done this year.
Because it sounds like you're just making higher quality sketches than I, because I'm more about like quantity instead of quality. I'm just like, let me just learn and like I'll take a nugget. But like,
See, but that's the way to do it. Like right now, I'm so focused on quality that I don't want to post anything, and that's not a good place to be either. Do you know what I mean?
Is it because you're not satisfied, or is it the fear of like you don't want your name on this?
Not satisfied, probably, and. Again, I'm lazy. That's probably a big part of it too. It's like it takes me a while to get anything done because I'm slow to move to it, but I'm persistent and I'll eventually have sketches online, my podcast online, a few Netflix specials, the usual.
So I think Mark Norman said it's hard as hell to get a Netflix special as a white guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's just like he got denied for his special. He said
because of his whiteness.
It's just like there's no like we have enough like.
Oh, it's tough out there for us whiteys. Yeah. No, I just think like maybe I don't know. Maybe it's tougher for white people right now. Maybe it isn't, but I can't really change it or whatever. So I'm just like. If it really is tougher, then just like fucking work harder. It's like then just be so good they can't deny you anyway. And there is a level of that, of being so good to work with, so good at what you're doing, that it doesn't matter who it's harder for, you can break through. Yeah. So if it is really hard for white people right now, I don't give a fuck. We can work. It's just like work through it. We're gonna be fine.
I just feel like that's where the likability comes into play. Like
yeah.
I mean, maybe you don't have to be extremely funny, but just be a decent guy.
Just be decent to work with, man. You'll get so much bookings. It's just nice to compliment people. You have maybe someone bombed for 5 minutes, but they had one joke you liked. Tell them you liked that one joke. Just be positive in the community. Give people encouragement, and it'll come back to you. I believe that.
I like saying yes whenever somebody asks something on stage, where it's just like, hey, has anyone ever here got a C-section before? Yeah.
Yeah, because you're like, I want to know what your answer is. I love that you use the C-section. I'm so, yeah, me.
Just like, because I know they're trying to this is the gateway to the bit, so I'm just like, yeah.
They ever have good responses, or are they usually like, oh?
It's just so, like, sometimes there's like more quiet shows. I think I was like Cats and Comedy, and then this guy like asks a question.
You were where?
Cats and Comedy.
Where's that?
It's at a cat shelter cafe.
What? Listen here, cats. You book me, all right? I'll come in. I'll pet every cat.
Actually got cut up. Yeah, I kept fucking with a cat. So
I've actually had dogs my whole life. Did you ever have cats growing up?
Nah, but my puppy's like boyfriend's a cat. She doesn't like playing with dogs.
Your puppy's boyfriend's a cat?
It's a black and white cat. They're pretty tight.
Let's start some crossbreeding. I like it.
Yeah,
some cross species.
Actually, the guy cat was getting attacked by another cat, and my dog went ballistic. And then like the cat ran away, and she was like sniffing up on the dog, like on the cat. Like, you all right, man?
Oh, that's awesome! Your puppy's a little hero. Oh, sorry, I messed with the mic. That might have been loud. Tell your fans I'm sorry.
That loyal Latina puppy. That's what she is.
That's awesome. She got that Latina loyalty, respect. Yeah. Respect.
How long did you stay in South Dakota for?
I got out of there as soon as I turned 18. I was like, I'm out. I stayed for like that summer. Like I think I moved down in August of 2016, because 2016 May is when I graduated. So I stayed like 3 months, and then I was like, yeah, screw this. And I came down here and started working at a mortgage company, which was
more your deal.
It seems like something I would do. I sounded good on the phones. People said I was too excited, though. I'd be like, hi, how are you? Freedom Mortgage. So they'd get suspicious and hang up on me.
You are a very ecstatic person. It's very off-putting.
I am.
I'm just like, I just look for a switch. I'm just like, I look for like that one slip up in personality. I'm like, that's how he is.
That's who he really is. I really like this. I really am. I'm a pretty positive, happy guy. It annoys me, too.
It's just like I'm not used to, like, usually people are like, they always want to look good, like 24/7.
No, that's one thing I gave up at a very young age. I was like, all right, I say things that are weird. I do things that are weird. I'm not I don't have a shot in hell of being the cool guy. Like, look at you. Like, you could be the cool guy. You got a look, you got a physique, you got it going on. Like, you can be a cool guy. I'm never gonna be the cool guy in the corner. So I was like, I better say some funny stuff, or I better be weird in a way that's interesting. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And like giving up, but part of that is you kind of have to choose a goal. It's like, you can't be the funny, goofy guy who's always trying to make people laugh and be the cool guy. I don't think so. I was like, I'm not gonna try to be the cool guy. There are cool guy comics, like you have Anthony Jeselnik and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, like, for me, I was like, I'm not gonna be the cool guy. And letting go of that really allowed me to be goofy and all over the place and funny. Does that make sense?
No, how is it doing that in a job setting? Because I feel like I had to. It's just weird because I would say some stuff. It's like, yeah, you know that black guy over there. And my manager's like, yo, don't say that. I'm like, what's wrong? Like, what is he? He's like,
he's a black guy. He would probably self-identify that
like,
way.
How would you describe him? The guy with long legs. I was like, just why are we wasting so much time?
Why can't we just cut through the bullshit? No, yeah, the PC-ness of trying to tell everybody what to say is something I think every comic should be against to a certain degree. It's like our whole job is to tear down sacred cows and to have there be nothing too holy to make fun of. Like that to me is the job of all of us.
Yeah, there's like this one case because like the new comedy, it's always clean, nice when I get to do like a bar show or just a bar because that's just like abortion jokes for days.
You wild out. See, I probably wouldn't do as good with a bar crowd. I do better with club crowds, like, you know.
I don't feel like I do better with one or the other. It's just certain jokes where it's just like, okay, this is like my oh no, not my demographic, but this is this set of jokes I don't normally tell. Because like I think I told you, like, you know, doing like a few mics, you see like cleaner versus, oh, don't say like a pedophile joke at this club versus like, oh, then I do this bar and it works, or in this club.
Yeah. No, there are places, there are definitely clubs and places that like are like, hey, if you want to get booked here, like you're not going to use certain language. And that's the club's provocative and that's totally fine. But I think we need clubs where you can say whatever you want and say things that people probably shouldn't say, because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to say things, I think, as comics that people maybe even shouldn't say. We're supposed to wild out. You know what I mean?
I just feel like from a monetary standpoint, it's hard to do that when your club isn't like, more like a renowned. Like if you're Laugh Factory, like if someone says like this joke, they know it's not the club. They know it's like the person.
Yeah.
So because there's like.
But clubs are worried about the association of people's material to the club.
Well, I think like you want to array go to a wider audience because there's like, I don't know. I think Improv Mania for the most part, or for the shows like the Mic or the new like Baby Faces, is like just stay clean. You know, just make this PG.
Yeah. They bring that vibe as like we're what do they say? We're the friendliest open mic in the valley, I think is their slogan, and so their whole vibe is to be like upbeat and kind of, you know.
Cut and friendly. Yeah.
Okay, friendly.
Yeah. But no, I think, have you, because you started off writing Christian jokes, which is a weird start.
Yeah, it is a weird start. I wrote my first set with my dad. You can watch it on YouTube if you type in my name. I was 13 years old.
Do you watch it?
I have recently in the last couple of months, I think, to show my girlfriend. She was asking me about it. Yeah, writing Christian jokes was weird because it's just like you're in a box. It's like you have to, you know, you can't swear, you can't talk about sex, drugs, or rock and roll. You gotta like really keep it clean. But being 13, it was kind of easier. It's like the stuff I want to joke about is pretty childish and silly anyway. And
can you give an example of what like a 13-year-old is versus like 24-year-old comedy?
I can give you two jokes. I can give you a joke from being 13 and a joke from...
Do it.
All right, let me think. Okay, you have to pretend I'm 13. Okay, and you have to know this as well. In South Dakota, you can drive when you're 14. Okay?
Permit.
So this was my opening joke. When I was 13, I was about this tall, chubby cheeks. Okay. I would be like... Hi, everybody. I'm 13 years old. And I can drive this year. And the crowd would go, ooh. And I'm like, yeah, if that doesn't scare you into the arms of the Lord, nothing will.
I can see that.
And it killed in those church crowds. And then one of my opening joke usually now is something along the lines of like, this is 24-year-old. It's like, I learned recently that lotion is really important and that it keeps skin young. And I was relieved when I heard that because it finally makes sense why my dick still looks 13.
I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So those are, I'll give you an example of the differences. You know, very cheesy, lighthearted, and now it's kind of like, I don't know, wordplay. Can I be clever?
I think American comedy is more wordplay.
Yeah, there's a lot of it.
Have you like watched other people's cultures? Like, I don't know, like UK comedy?
Yeah, like I watched a bit of Ricky Gervais.
Well, Ricky Gervais is like an excellent one. I think he's like the god.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He
gave us The Office. I mean, you gotta respect that alone.
There was you ever watched The Mighty Boosh?
I've not watched them.
It's like a UK like just like skit thing where these two guys own a pawn shop, and then like they have like a genie and gorilla as their roommates. It's like live action too. But I've seen these people that
You said a genie and gorilla?
Yeah.
That is an interesting combo.
And then with a magic carpet. It's like super cheesy with the green screen. But I noticed when I saw these people, their stand-up, it was more like, I was going down the block and I saw this young bird eating chips and fries. And it's more like observational. He's just telling you what's there, and he's just doing it with a goofy mannerism.
How would you describe your humor? Like, how would you describe, are you like a storyteller, one-liners? Do you do a lot of like observational?
Well, I try to just write it myself, but Dana said it's kind of like long-form short jokes. Dana?
Oh, Dana, sorry.
I think she said something like that because, like I said before, I just try to, like, if I'm going to be talking about Alaska, I'm going to tell you, like, 20 jokes just on Alaska, like, set up punch, really.
I like that.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So kind of like you stay on one subject, but kind of one-liner? Like, kind of? Yeah.
Because it's hard to memorize one-liners. Like, I think I did a set somewhere, and I was doing 8 minutes, which is, like, longer for what I usually do. And then I was kind of like, fuck, I forgot all my jokes. Let me just fall back onto this story I wrote like a year ago.
Oh my gosh, there you go. I don't do any stories.
Well, I guess it depends. I feel like would you say your comedy is very much outside of yourself? Because, you know, you're talking about a story about Hitler and LeBron James.
Right, but even my jokes are still very like all about me. Like the lotion joke I just told is about me having a small dick. My generational joke is about how my generation is full of flaws, which means I'm full of flaws. And my Hitler joke is Hitler can't be right because I'm such a genetic mess of a person. So do you know what I mean? So all the jokes, although they're all about these other things, at the core of it, if there is a butt of my jokes, it's always me. And that's why people are cool with me talking about Hitler, because I'm really making fun of myself and Hitler. And people don't mind if you poke a little fun at Hitler. I heard he did a bad thing or two.
Yeah.
About 6 million bad things.
There's this one skit, and they talk about time travel. Like, well, I'm going to go kill Hitler as a baby. And like, you killed a baby? Yeah, who cares? And they go outside, and I think they're in a really Jewish part of New York, and there's like, everyone has like a yarmulke, and then like the little cyborgs going down the side. Yeah.
What was that off of?
It's just a skit I saw on TikTok. I'll send you it. But even the school books is written in Hebrew. So. Jews took over the world.
They did it.
I
love Jews.
You do?
I have a problem. I do. I love Jews. I don't know what it is. It's a weird thing, but it's just like Jews have a tough time loving me back. And I get it because I look like the guy that their ancestor got away from. You know what I mean? Like they're only here because their great grandpa didn't trust somebody who looked like me, but I love me a Jew.
Mm-hmm. Genetically, I'm off-putting to them. Just, you know.
To the Jews?
No, like you, because you look like a Nazi.
I promise, you're more scared of us than we are of you.
Dude. I feel like your girlfriend is just like, what do you not like about me? You're just not Jewish.
You're just not Jewish.
Just cuts up in a heated argument. She's like, you're not what I want.
You're not what I want. I'm trying being Jewish.
Yeah. You hear LeBron James, like he signed a contract or somebody did. He's like, he got that Jewish money.
That's what LeBron said? He got that Jewish money.
Yeah.
I'm so weak. Is that a bad stereotype though? Is that one like is that one bad? Like the Jews have a lot of money. Is that bad? I don't know that one's bad. That's sort of being like,
people didn't like the comment. They like he got like they tried to cancel LeBron over saying.
Oh jeez, I think there are more reasons to cancel LeBron than that. I don't think that's. There's got to be something better than that. That's not that great. He's got Jew, buddy. I'd be like saying like you see a big dick, you're like he's got black dick. Like come on, like it's funny. It's a positive stereotype. But do you not want a lot of money and a big dick?
I feel like it'd be funny if someone said like, oh, a teammate, like you bought a team. I'd be like, oh shit, Ezra got that colonizer money.
Ezra got that colonizer money. I am so weak. Oh my gosh. I'm also Native American, so 15, 1/16. I'm registered though. So 15/16 of me oppressed the other 16th.
No, because in Alaska, I think when they taught us about it, you had to be at least 1/8 or 1/16 to get Native benefits, and as well as like corporation shares.
Yeah, they changed. My tribe changed the standards when I was like younger, because
Look at him. Look at him.
Look at me.
You really gonna let this happen?
Are we sure?
It's like they're the white man.
Are we sure? Oh, Wolf Brown has such a great joke about quarter. I don't want to ruin it, but just about how quarter blood people are stealing the benefits. It was so funny. It just killed me. Being someone who's only partial blood, really good.
I don't know. I got free tickets to Twilight. That's about as native as I was.
So weak. I'm on the tribe. I'm a member of the tribe, which is wild.
You're for like therapy and shit?
Yeah, if I want it. I haven't taken advantage of a whole lot of the benefits just because of the guilt.
Needed to.
That too, yeah.
It's just like, are we really letting him take our free stuff?
Right.
He came in with a Tesla.
I was like, I don't think I should take this tuition. I don't think I should take it. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. Maybe if I took it and then gambled it all away at a casino. Yeah. But no, I can't. Yeah. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
All right, so kind of wrap. You comedy, you got your sketches on the way.
Yeah.
You act and stuff.
I act and stuff. I haven't acted in a while, but when I did it, I was decent. It was pretty good.
I'd love to see you in a dramatic short skit. If you want to make one, let me know.
I'm down.
Okay.
I'm down.
Like I said, we'll pump this out in like a day.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
There's some productions that are like, oh, it's going to be like, every Saturday for the next 7 years. And I'm like, what? Look, I just wanted to do
I just wanted to do a sketch. Like, it'll pay off, trust us. Jim's got to grow out his beard. It's going to get longer every frame.
By this time, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to be in office, so this will slap tremendously.
We just hope he wins. Our jokes rely pretty heavily on that.
They actually just fund his whole campaign.
Oh my god!
But
I'm sorry.
What is something? So you watch this in like 7 to 10 years. What do you expect or hope to be?
Alive.
Fade to black.